why you shouldn't take art requests. Here's the thing about art requests. Every time someone opens an art request, it can be on any platform, you'll have people just running to you, asking you, can you draw stuff? And most of the time, it's not overwhelming, but when you open art requests like on a place like DeviantArt, it becomes overwhelming, and people like to basically run to a certain artist just because they're drawing stuff for free most of the time, and it's endless. The amount of people who run to artists that is offering requests on DeviantArt is just really crazy. It's often a lot of people, and while the artist is doing like working on a piece of art, it will still be more people coming to them asking for free art because it's convenient to people, especially the people who want something done for them, something that pleases them, and they don't have money to get it done for a commission, so they'll just go to a person who draws requests. And while it is nice to do art requests and it's good practice for certain people, there is a downside to doing art requests. The downside is that if you agree to so many art requests and you're working on them and it takes you a long time to get it done, it's going to be people that will constantly ask you about if your work is done, that you're drawing for them. They're going to constantly be asking you about it. It's going to be more people asking you, can you take their request while you're doing an art request? And it's just a terrible experience. Not all the time, but most of the time. Like, that's what I'm saying. They can run over you if you agree to art requests. They feel the need that they can run stuff now that you're doing something for them, making something for them. And it's terrible that people do stuff to artists like that. I've seen it happen before. Like, one time I came across this video, and it was this person, and he accepted a bunch of requests from DeviantArt, and nobody claimed the requests. And that's another thing that happens too. A lot of people would tell you to draw you stuff. I mean, a lot of people would tell you to draw them stuff, and then they never claim it. Even if you put their icon underneath it, they never claim the stuff, so you feel like you just wasted your time making stuff for people. They do that stuff too, which is why I don't take art requests anymore. I don't do that, because that gives them more power over you to let them run over you because you agree to do their request, and things like that happen. It happens a lot. People take advantage of people, befriend people, take advantage of you by asking you if you can do art for them, and some friends go along with it and say yes because they're nice. There's nothing wrong with being nice, but sometimes you gotta say no. This is how people use artists for art. That's why you should consider opening commissions instead of art requests, because free art is not the way most of the time. These people will constantly beg you to draw free art, and most of the time they're not even supporting you at all, and they'll still ask you, are you open for a request? Because it's for their personal gain, for them to use you. So I took notice of all this stuff that happens inside of the art community when it comes to art requests, and I want to warn many artists as I can, so they won't be used by people, certain people. And you have to be careful with who you're drawing for, especially if you're a minor. And this is something that I also want to talk about. See, it's a bunch of young artists on DeviantArt, and like, some people on DeviantArt are adults and they like to run over and seek certain artists to join. Well, it's hard to explain. They like to seek artists that draw art requests, right? So most of the time they will go to young artists, because young people brains are not fully developed, no offense. Like, they're still like innocent, basically. So adults like to use young artists for their gang as well and get them to draw very inappropriate stuff. I noticed that on DeviantArt, that artists will be used by adults to draw some tasteful stuff, basically. So you gotta be careful with who you're communicating with on DeviantArt, who is contacting you. You gotta be careful with that, because there is a bunch of creeps on that site, and like what they're asking you to draw, because the things these adults ask these young artists to draw is not very appropriate. And most of the time these young kids don't know what they're drawing. They don't know if they're drawing like some like suggestive stuff for these adults. That's not a good thing, and there's a lot of people that went through this as a result. It's horrible, and it's just disturbing that they do stuff like that, because I came across like a person that was a young artist that was drawing some tasteful stuff for some older people, and it was obviously some messed up stuff. Now, like I said, people on DeviantArt would take advantage of you. They don't care how old you are. If they see something that says free art requests, or if you accepting requests, they're gonna take advantage of that. And it's an endless cycle, because it's gonna be a bunch of people constantly asking for requests as a result. And then it's gonna give them more power of you, which makes them constantly like demand or ask about it, and all the other stuff that I said before in the beginning of the video. And you should be very careful and aware before starting art requests. Now, I'm not against doing this. If you want to, then that's fine. It's up to you. But I don't really consider people open art requests because of these reasons. It's an endless cycle. There's gonna be a bunch of people running over you. Basically, a bunch of them are gonna be very demanding. They're gonna be rude to you. Not all the time, but most of the time. And then you'll feel like you waste your time, because some of these people won't claim their stuff, or they're unsatisfied, or they don't like the art, forcing you to remake them something, or forcing you to get mad because you took a lot of time to make it. So don't force yourself to draw stuff for people who is not grateful for it. Don't feel like you owe somebody something just because they asked you to draw something for them, or if you're their friend, you don't owe them nothing. If anything, you guys should consider opening commissions before you start doing art requests, because that way you're getting paid for your services, and you didn't draw anything for no reason. It's for commissions. Those are the reasons you should reconsider not taking art requests, because a lot of crazy stuff could happen. But that's just art rant. Let me know what you think about this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video.